Hey folks, this is Vincent Idley with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to play Among the Stars. This is a game for 2 to 4 players. It's for ages 14 and up, I believe, and the average play time is about 30 minutes. So, I've covered this game a long time ago on my website, but I've never done a video of it, and that's a real shame because this game, let me tell you, I really enjoy it. For those of you that don't know anything about it, you're building a space station, and you're trying to build it in the most efficient manner possible in order to score the most victory points. Different rooms have different effects that could occur immediately, or they could occur at the end of the game. Most cards will give you victory points or credits or something like that. And there are different room types. So one room type might say, okay, you get 2 victory points or whatever for each A room that you have, or you get so many victory points for every B room that's next to it, or something like that. There's a lot of daisy chaining going on. So again, you're trying to build your station in the most efficient manner possible in order to win the game. Now, it's worth noting that you can set up the game in a number of different ways. There's a number of different variants, and a lot of people weren't happy with the 2-player variant that was in the rulebook. So the normal way to play this in a 2-player game is you're going to separate the regular rooms and the special location rooms. This is the deck of cards. You're going to find the ones with the S's on it. You're going to set them aside and take so many out and then shuffle them into the main deck. Instead of doing that to make it easier, there is an all-in variant which says just mix them all together and then take out 20. And it actually is probably better that way, so that if people have played this game enough and they know enough about the basic rooms to count cards, doing the all-in variant will prevent people from knowing which 20 were taken out, because that might include basic rooms that the regular rules, they would normally be in there, all be in there. But in this case, we're taking 20 out at random, whether they're basic or special. So that's the variant that I'm employing. To make it easier. Mix all the special rooms and basic rooms together, take 20 out, done. That's it. Another rule for the 2-player game is you're supposed to, in addition to the 6 cards that you get for each player at the beginning of the game, you're supposed to deal 6 cards for each of the 2 other phantom players. It's supposed to be a 4-player game and a 2-player game. So there are 2 phantom players that you're going to be taking cards from and drafting cards from. Well, there's something called a Kim variant named after the person who created it on Board Game Geek, and her variant is simply, instead of having these phantom players, just get rid of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw a card from the deck, choose one to play and one to discard. That's her variant. I've one-upped that, and I'll explain why I did that in a minute. Instead of doing that, I decided to play a card first, then pick up, then discard. And the reason I have it that way is if we were to pick up a card first, luck could be on our side and we end up drawing something that we would really like, and then we could play it immediately. And if someone is really lucky, they can keep doing that. So I'm thinking to myself, how can we mitigate that luck? Well, play what's in your hand first, then pick up a card and then discard it. That way, let's say you pick up a card from the deck that you really want. Well, you can't play it right now. So you have to hope that when you pass your hand to the other player, and that's what happens in this game. After you're done playing, you pass your hand to the next player, and then they play from those cards, and the hands keep going around until you're out. But if I draw a card that I really like and I can't play it immediately with my variant, so I pass the cards to her, she does her thing, and I have to hope she doesn't discard that card that I really wanted that I picked up before. So to mitigate that luck factor, I've altered the order in which the Kim variant operates. And you can play however you want, but that's what we're going to do for this game. And it'll make more sense as you see us play it. There are races that you can be, and that gives you special abilities. We're not playing as those. There are objective cards that you can again, optionally play with. We did decide to keep those in just to give us something to shoot for. This one simply says 5 points to the player that builds the most A locations. And then this one is 3 points to the player that has the most money at the end of the game that hasn't been spent. Okay, so, and these objectives can only be claimed once per player. You're going to draw a number of these equal to the number of players, in this case 2. So the main gist of this game is, and I've already explained some of it, every player starts a round with 6 cards and 10 credits. And also at the beginning of the game, each player gets a main reactor with 2 energy cubes, and these are also used to build rooms. So on our turn, we're going to take a look at our hand, and in my variant, we're going to choose one to play. So I'm going to put that face down, she'll put one face down. And when we reveal them, we have 3 choices. We can pay the cost of the card, which is in the upper right-hand corner, to the bank, and then we can build it on our station. It has to be adjacent to an existing room. We would pay the cost in money and play it. If it needs power, then we would move a power cube from our reactor over to it if we needed to. But there is a limit. You can only move power up to 2 spaces. So let's say that I had a room over here that I was trying to build but didn't have the power. I would have to build a separate power station to do that. That brings me to the second thing that you can do with this. Instead of paying the cost and building the room, you can discard it completely from the game and spend 1 money to build this power reactor to put into your station, and then you can put 2 power cubes on it, to which then you can assign it in the future to other rooms that need it. The third thing that you can do with a card that you play is to, again, discard it completely from the game and take 3 credits from the bank. That way, in case you run out and you need more, you can do that. So, and then once we're done doing that, we're going to take our, well, in my variant, once we do something with this card, we're going to draw from the deck to bring this back up to 6, and then we're going to discard 1 from the game. So then I pass my 5 to her, she passes her 5 to me, we're going to do the same thing. And basically we're going to be playing 6 cards, and then we're going to be out of cards, and then that'll end the first round. We're going to keep doing this over the course of 4 rounds, and whoever has the most victory points at the end of 4 rounds will win. The cards with the white text, the border on the bottom, you play those immediately. The text here and the victory points, you play that immediately, and you observe those effects immediately. Cards with the yellow text on the bottom are effects that only occur at the end of the game. So we're going to be earning victory points during the game, but at the end of the game we're also going to get an influx of victory points from any yellow abilities that haven't kicked in yet. And again, a lot of them are, you know, you get victory points for adjacent this, or, you know, count how many green rooms you have, or blue rooms that are adjacent to this room, whatever. You have to observe those effects and then give yourself victory points, but only at the time that it indicates on the bottom of the card. And I think that's the gist of it. And again, I apologize for the haphazardness of the rule explanation, but again, you can set this game up in a number of different ways. There are a number of different variants to use and to utilize, a number of different features to use as well. But I'm just telling you what we decided to go with. No races, we have our objective cards. We decided to use the Kim variant, but an altered Kim variant that I invented, or possibly, I don't know if someone else may have come up with it either, but I decided to alter it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and play the game now that I've bored everyone to tears. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our hand of cards, and we're going to decide on one to play. And I'll hold mine up here for the benefit of the audience. So this one, for example, I could pay this amount to build it, and then this is what would happen. Now this would be an end game kind of thing. +1. I can read this off because she's going to see this anyway, unless I build it or discard it, whatever. +1 for each M location in the station. And again, that's an end game thing. So if I build this, I'm going to want more M or red locations. The M ones are red in color. The A rooms are blue in color. The B rooms are yellow in color, the R rooms are purple, the D rooms are green, and so on. So if you're colorblind, just use the letters in the upper left-hand corner to help with that. All right, now let's take a look at our objectives too. The objective says build the most A rooms. I might want to then try for this so I can maybe work toward that objective for the end of the game. And this says may only be built adjacent to a power reactor. Add a energy cube to that reactor. So this would actually get me an extra energy cube should I need it for the future. The energy market, get 1 money for each power reactor in the station, but that's an immediate effect. So I don't know if your existing, this is a main reactor, this is a power reactor, so I don't know if that would actually kick in. I can house rule it without looking at the rules, I don't care. You guys can look it up if you want to, but we can count it. We can count our main reactor as a power reactor. I don't see a problem with that. This is an endgame condition, +1 victory point for each other station that does not contain a council room. And this is another war. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this face down. And so, did you decide on one that you want to play? Or okay, so you got one. I figured. So now we're going to choose one. Or yeah, so we're going to reveal. Okay, and we're going to build it. Mine says, and I picked this up and I shouldn't have. May only be built adjacent to a power reactor. So this is a main reactor. So I'm like, okay, this is the same thing. Mm-hmm. And this says add a cube to that reactor. So I'm going to do that. Whoa. Now to build it, I need to pay 1. So I'm going to do that. Yours is you have to pay 2 to build it. And what does yours say? Okay. This says you may choose another player when you build this location. He gains 1 victory point and you gain 2. Okay, so in addition, so you paid your 2, right? Now you get 2 victory points for this room based on the bottom left. So she would get 2 victory points. So we're going to move her up 2. She's green. And now we observe this effect. It's white. You may choose another player when you build this location. He gains 1 and you gain 2. So I gain 1 and she gains 2. So she's up to 4 with this location. And my effect also kicks in immediately. I already did the power thing. I also get 2 victory points for building this room.
I keep thinking they have to be powered in order for it to actually take effect.
Yeah, well, you can't build the room unless it's powered. Well, I mean, like if you have a room that needs to be powered, you can't put it down if you can't power it. Does that make any sense?
No.
Well, okay, so let's say you want to build a room that needs power.
Okay.
But you can't place it too distance away from anything. Okay. Like, you wouldn't be able to put it down.
When do we move these cubes?
Whenever you build a room that needs power.
Okay.
Not every room needs power.
Okay, I see. So these rooms don't need power.
Correct. You'll know if it needs power if we look at the deck.
Okay.
There are...
Sorry.
No, you're fine. There are cards in here. Here's one. Below the cost of the card, you'll see a little cube. Mm-hmm. That's when you move cubes as needed to power it.
I see. And you can place those rooms like anywhere, right?
As long as it's 2 distance away from a reactor.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And this, like, you could put it here, and that would be 1, 2 distance.
Okay.
Okay, so I also get 2 victory points for mine. 2 victory points, and then my extra energy that I got. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we draw from the deck and then discard one. So you get a card.
You get a card.
You get a card, and you get a card. And this is, again, my variant, and now we discard one. So I'm going to take a look at hers and try and figure out, you know, what might she want to build that I don't want her to have. And she's going to do the same for me. So I might decide to just get rid of this one. So I'm just going to discard it from the game.
And then we switch?
Yeah, and then we switch.
Oh, I don't like that.
So here's my hand.
I hate
And you can give me yours whenever you're
I
done.
like all these cards.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be using one of them on my turn.
Now go away.
For those of you who have now go away. So the game is similar to, say, Sushi Go. For those of you that have played Sushi Go, you're passing your deck around the table. You're doing the same thing here. She's deciding on which ones.
Sorry.
No, take your time. I'm gonna get a drink.
Oh man.
Don't worry, folks. No alcohol involved. This is vitamin water zero. The strawberry lemonade is my favorite. I need the electrolytes.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Alright, so you give me your 5 cards.
And the discarded ones are forever out of the
Yes.
game? Really? They don't get shuffled back in?
No.
Never?
Mm.
I don't like that at all.
There's plenty more cards, trust me.
Are they like the same sometimes?
I don't remember what copies are of what, but I know that there are a lot of similar like rooms. Because you can only have so many effects before you start breaking the game. You know what I mean? Okay. So, this is this card. Yeah, goodbye. Here's yours, and here's mine. Okay, so now it is my turn. Or, well, our turn again. So, we're going to choose a card from these 5 that we have. And play it. Let's see. Each other player chooses up to 2. 3 to paying gains that amount of victory points. You gain victory points equal to the highest amount paid plus 1. So if I want to pay money for victory points, I'd also have to spend a power to do it. I could do that.
So this whole thing counts as a station?
Yes.
Is that what it means?
You're building a station. You start with a little old main reactor, and then you're adding rooms to it. Pay up to 6 and put them on this card. At the end of every year, you get them back. Plus 1 victory point for every 2 you put. Oh. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Plus 1. See, she's already got this. So I may end up discarding this one. Because she's got a green card. And this one feeds off of green cards.
Shut up.
So, she's telling me to shut up. Shut up! Shut up!
In your head.
In my head. Alright, now. I'm kidding.
He's trying to do this, and then this, and then this.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to benefit the people at home. That's all that is.
Yeah, no, I know.
Alright, so... I could get some victory points if I invest money here. Do I want to do that? Alright, I will go ahead because I discarded a copy of this card on my previous turn. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. And then... Alright, so we'll go ahead and reveal. Now, are you building that one or are you keeping that? I'm going to go ahead and build this one.
Wait, what's the option? Build or keep? What?
Well, you can build it, pay the cost and build it. You can discard it for power station, or you can discard it for money. In a nutshell. I'm going to pay 3.
Can I build it like this?
Yep.
Okay.
And this takes effect at the end of the game. So nothing happens for me right now. Well, this says 3 victory points, so I would still get the 3 victory points now, but at the end, well, we do the victory points now or at the end of the game?
And you bought it already?
I bought mine already.
Okay, great.
I just don't know if you would score the victory points now or at the end of the game. I mean, I don't know if it matters.
I believe you score it now.
Yeah, we'll score these now, and then we'll just score the text, the bonus text at the end of the game.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. So, I'm blue, right? 1, 2, 3, and you got 2? 1, 2. Now, yours is white, though, right?
Yeah.
Yours is white text, and that says you get 1 credit for each power reactor in the station. And we did do a house rule saying that these do count. So you would get 1 credit, right?
It does say in the text count.
Oh, does it? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Okay. Well, I house rolled correctly, so you get 1 credit for
So
that.
does that mean every turn I get 1 credit?
No, that's immediate effect only for that turn.
Oh, I should have saved it.
Yes, that's all right. Well, no, I mean, and now we draw 1 and discard 1.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So here you go,
Okay.
and here I go, and now we're going to discard. And again, she wants this one,
You don't know that one.
or no, she wants this one. She wants that one.
You don't know me, bro.
I know you, bro. So I'm going to discard that and pass these over.
We'll discard that one.
Okay. And then there's mine. So now I've got 4 cards. We both have 4 cards to look at, decide what we want to play, or, you know, just get money for, whatever. If placed adjacent to an M room. Okay, so this one benefits that. So what I may do is... this needs... I need more turrets if I want to put that down. At the end of the game, +1 for each M location. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do... I want to go ahead and do this one. And hope... Well, I mean, I'll be building... Well, here's the thing, though. I'm going to go broke if I do that. This one needs power. Maybe I'll build this first. And hope that I get... yeah, I think I'm going to do this first. And that, yeah, alright, so I'm going to put this face down. I'm going to put this over here. Are you actually using this?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay, alright, I'll keep that there.
I can't. I couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm choosing to discard. Oh no,
No,
I'm
you're choosing to build
Right.
or to discard to get money or discard to get a power station.
I see. This is really difficult. Okay. I'm going to...
Decisions.
I know, man. Sorry. Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to cut this part out.
Well, we're already at 25 minutes, so what we'll do is we'll play 2 rounds off camera, and then...
Sorry.
Well, no, then we'll play the 4th round on
It
camera.
was funny because before we started, I was like, man, I'm gonna do this quick just for him.
Yeah, right. Good luck with... Not with this game. Because there's a lot of open information, so, you know, looking at my station, looking at your station, trying to figure out what to keep, what I might use on my next turn from those cards, you know.
I don't like discarding.
Well, discard...
After we see I think we should discard before we see, you know, because then you can really strategize and see what you can get rid of. And so what's the point of actually strategizing the other
What do you mean?
Like, if I place a card down and then you see, oh, okay, so she did that, so I'm going to discard that card.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Instead of having it, like, super random.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But,
Well, let me
whatever.
see. Oh, the order is up for grabs.
Well, that's fine. I'll explain more. The only reason why I'm not explaining in detail is because I don't want you to know my strategy.
I see.
But I'll let you know after the game.
Uh-huh.
Alright, this is the one I'm going to build.
Okay, so we reveal.
Mm-hmm.
We build. This is a turret with power, so I'm going to put the turret over here. And I have to move. That's 1 space. That's within the 2, so we're good. Did I?
You didn't pay for it?
Yeah. And this is end of the game. +1 victory point. I get 2 victory points.
Mm-hmm.
And then +1 at the end of the game for each other turret on the station.
Nice.
Yours cost 3.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to pay your 3. And then choose up to 2 other players. Get a combination of 2 from them. So I have to pay you 2, basically.
Okay.
And then you get 2 victory points. So 1, 2. I need change.
Me too, actually.
1, 2, 3. And then you get 2 from me. And you get, this is your 5?
I get 2.
2 back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
And did I move up too?
Yeah, I moved you up 2.
And now we discard?
Well, we pick up then discard.
Oh, okay.
So here's your card, here's my card, and now we choose one to discard. And the reason why we're picking up, we're pretending that we're getting other cards from other players, is how that comes out to be. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. And then you get my hand, and I get yours.
Thanks for giving me credit.
You're welcome. Alright, so this is end of the game.
Ah, I see what you did. You nasty. Oh, you joik.
You joik. Well, this would come in handy at the end of the game, but I don't have the money for it, so I can't do that one. So what I might do is I might try and get some money out of this. So I don't think if I can. You know, I'm just gonna discard. I'm gonna discard this one because, well, no, she could afford. Yeah. All right. I'm going to play this. All right, and then you're ready. I'm going to discard my card for money.
Mm-hmm.
So I get 3 from the bank.
Nice.
And then you. What are you gonna do with yours?
I'm gonna discard it for money too.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
3 for the bank.
Alright, so now we draw 1 and discard 1.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I got these cards and now I gotta pick one to discard. I don't know if she, well, I'm gonna get rid of, she could afford that and score big at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. Alright, so I'm gonna discard that. And here's your 2 cards. Here's my 2 cards. I have a lot of options here. I get +2 at the end of the game if security station has 4 adjacent locations. So I've got a choice here. I mean, this will give me +1 for each M location in the station. I've already got one, so I would have one at the end of the game. However, this one works toward that objective down here, so, and I could potentially have. I can have 2 + 2 is 4. I could potentially have 4 if I play my cards right. So I'm going to go ahead and play this one.
Mm-hmm.
And you're good?
Yeah.
All right, so here is my security station. I'm going to pay 2 to play that, and I'll put it here. And I get 2 victory points for building it. And what did you do?
I am paying 1 for this one.
Okay.
Or I'll just give it to you.
Okay, so you're gonna pay one credit to pay to build it. Pay up to 6 and put them on this card. You don't have to be up to 6. At the end of the year, which is the end of this round, you get them back. +1 for every 2 that you put on this card. So So you get 1 victory point for building it. And you can get basically up to 3 victory points at the end of this year. So you're gonna put that here?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna you're gonna put 6 on there. So at the end of the year you'll get 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we draw 1 and discard 1.
Thank you.
All right. So this one actually +2 for each additional spent 1 point. Or that I kind of like. It's a tough decision here because both would benefit. But see, this at the end of the game, I would get this. The war room does count for itself, so this would be worth 2 at the end of the game right now, but that would go up because there's still 3 more rounds. This would give me 4 plus an additional. I could do. It says max of 1 on here, so I could do 4, and then I could put 2 energy cubes on this to get an additional 4. So I could get 8 victory points from this card. So I'm gonna go ahead and well, no, because this would go to her instead. So yeah. So which one am I gonna give her? This one or this one? I'm gonna go ahead and give her this one. I'm gonna discard this one because this one she could get victory points from. This one she doesn't have any red, so it's kind of useless to her. Alright, so now, obviously, which one do I play? Do I want to play it at this point or get 1 credit for each adjacent B location? I have no yellow on my station, so I may decide just to... well, I mean, I could play this somewhere and then put yellow next to it in the future. Well, no, because that wouldn't matter, because this is an immediate effect. I could play this for 3 victory points, basically. But I'm not going to do that, I don't think. I'm going to go ahead and do... Alright, I'm just going to play this, and it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and discard it for 3 more credits.
Me too.
1, 2, 3.
Actually, yeah, I'll do that. I'll discard.
You're going to discard for 3 credits.
Yeah, 3
okay.
credits.
Alright, so here's your 3. Now you get those back at the end of the year, and for every 2 that you do, you get 1 victory point. So 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Now just to make sure that we're good on victory points, what we can do is we count 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, but you got 1, 2, 3 from that, and did you get any more victory points from...
2 more.
2 more from that. Okay, you're good. Alright, so I just want to make sure that I counted all your stuff. So at the beginning of a new round, what happens is we get 10 more credits. So we'll just give you 2 5s for now, because you've got a lot of 1s over there, Miss Moneybags. And we also get 6 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's your 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we move this to 2. And normally in a 3 or 4 player game, there would be clockwise and counterclockwise. In a 2-player game, you don't care. There's 2 people. But normally you would rotate the direction that you're passing the cards. So what I'm going to do, because we're already 30 minutes into this, we're going to turn this off now. We'll come back and play out round 4 and then show you the end of the game. Alright, see you soon. And we are back for round 4. As you can see, our stations are looking somewhat full now. Hers is a little bit more spread out. Mine's cluttered. So yeah, let's move on. We've got our 6 cards. Oh, we needed 10 new credits for the new round. So you get that, I get this. Alright. So I will... Is it?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm guessing it is. Okay. I will do this one. What? What?
There's a card in here that I cannot let you have.
Why? Is it based on the number of blue that I have? Yes, I figured.
And there's 2 of them.
Oh, well, The only way around that is to play the one and discard the other. But
then there's a huge card in here that I don't want you getting either. Oh, that stings. What's the lesser of two evils? Oh, that really...
And, well, you're ahead on points. You've got 49 to my 37. Oh, we made a rules goof in the earlier half of this video. We went from like 1, 2 through 9, like a book. We were going left to right. It goes down and then down. It just slides. I hate it, but
okay, I know.
We fixed it, and I'm pretty sure we're not competitive here. We're just having fun. So if we're off by a few victory points, I really don't care. But in theory, you can count all the victory points on these cards, and if you remember all the special effects that were done at that point in time, you can get a ballpark estimate as to what you should have.
Now, I have a question. If you put a card that requires power here, can it still go 1, 2?
No, you can. It does not jump across empty spaces.
Oh, so you have to put it like...
Yes, you have to put it... Yeah. So you're ready then?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to put this one here. That requires 3 money and 1 power. That gives me 4 victory points now. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And it says +2 if you have more M locations than B locations. But that's at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. And then yours was what now?
Mine is at the end of the game, which is
0 victory points, but okay.
+1 for each blue location. I did not want you to have that.
I see.
And I'm so I don't even care what the other cards are. I'm discarding that
one.
Well,
you get 1, I get 1.
It doesn't matter.
And
that's terrible.
All right, now I have to discard 1 real quick here. Man.
That was rough. I just spent all my money.
Did you really? Mm-hmm. I'm kind of debating on which one to let you have.
I didn't even look at those cards.
Alright, I'm going to get rid of this one.
I wish you could see which ones we're getting rid of.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Alright, so this is what she left me with. +1 for each B location on the station, which I don't have a whole lot of those at all. A fighter launch bay. Needs 2 power. Wow. Well, it needs 1 power. Cannot be placed within 3 of the main reactors. So in order for me to put that down, I'd have to put a power station somewhere, which, well, yeah, I would. Because I can't put this next to the main reactor. It has to be like a... Yeah, I can't do that. +2 if you have more M locations. Okay, actually, I just did that one. So that might be for the best here. I might do that one. And... Okay. I'm going to go ahead and build this one here. I'm taking a look at all of my... I want to make sure that... Mm-hmm. Alright, so okay, so this is a problem. +1. See, I would lose. However, I could put it... Okay, I'm going to put it somewhere else then. I'm going to put it over there. Okay, I can put it there. And that would still be within range of that. Still need to get something for that. Okay. You still thinking?
Yeah, sorry.
No, take your time.
Okay, I think I got it.
Alright. I'm going to put this one over... Well... It doesn't matter. I'll put this over here. I need 3 money. And 2. So I get 4 victory points now.
Nice. Oh, I thought that was the end of the game.
Well, it's 4 here, but... Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But then the effect we're counting at the end of the game.
Oh, wow.
+2 if you have more M than A.
This is disgusting. Okay.
Or more than B, I'm sorry. More M than B. Not A. I have plenty of A. So now, what did you build?
I built a cargo hold.
That goes next to your docking bay for extra points, I think.
Yeah.
So you spent 2. You get 2 now. This flips over to the 50 side.
Whoa.
So you get 1, 2, and then plus another 2?
Yeah, another 2.
So you're up to 53. Good job.
Wow.
Alright, so now we draw.
Yep.
And discard. And let's see what I should not let her have. She would get a lot of money from that, and I can't do it. So I think the best play is to get rid of this, because if you think about the ratio credits spent for victory points, 4 to 7 here, she's got the energy. She's got the power station. So this is, no, she cannot have this. Absolutely not. Because she's got this power reactor here, which is separate from her main reactor over here. So she could easily power that for cheap and get a lot of victory points. And when the game's over, I'll take the camera off the tripod and I'll show you close-ups of our stations so that you get a feel of what we did. If, you know. Alright, so you're good? Alright. Alright, so this is what she left me with. Again, oh, that's stupid card. I'm going to have to get rid of that one now. So out of all of these, I don't have any more power, so this is a no-go. This one is if there are 3 or more B locations within 2, which I don't want to build. Oh, this is D locations, I'm sorry. The text is small. This says, oh, okay, so I've only got 1 D location here. So I'm covered there. And this says if there are 3 or more D locations within, no, well, that's not going to happen. So it's either I do, this is a pretty bad hand here. Credit for credit, this is an ideal one. Credit for victory point. There is a possibility that yes, if we're going to get rid of this one, that means that we need to play one of these. So, do I want? No. I was thinking about building another reactor, but I want to get some more victory points. Alright, so I think I'm going to choose this one. I can't do this one. As much as I want to, I can't do it, because I don't have any more power in my main reactor. I've powered everything. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and are you good too?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put this here for 3 credits. So change. And this says 3 victory points. 1, 2, 3. And then at the end of the game, +2 if there are 3 or more D locations within 2, which that's not going to happen. What did you put down?
I put down a trade union headquarters, which is 1 victory point now. And at the end of the game, 1 for each yellow location in the station.
Going for the yellows, huh?
I guess.
Okay, so now we draw and discard. Well, we know which one we're going to get rid of. We're going to get rid of this one again for the same reasons I explained earlier. And these are yours.
What the heck does this mean?
+1 for every adjacent location, meaning that
Empty location or
adjacent,
filled?
adjacent.
Adjacent what?
A room. If I put this here,
You get
+1,
points.
+1.
Oh, that are filled. Okay.
So you want to surround it, basically.
Alright, I'll discard this one.
Okay. This is what she left me. Lots of choices here. See, lots of powered rooms, and I can't do anything with them, unfortunately. +1 for each R location on the station. Which I've got 1, 2, and then this would count as, so that would be 3 for 3. I could do that. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and play that one.
I'm going to play this one.
Okay, so this one is gonna go here. And I pay 3 for that. 1, 2, 3. And I get no victory points for it now, but I get victory points at the end of the game. And what room did you build?
I built an energy market. 2
Points
victory
now?
points, yeah. And 1 coin for each power reactor in the station. So that's 2 coins?
Yep, 2 coins. So you get that. Awesome.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, 3!
Woohoo! Alright, so you draw 1 and discard 1. Alright, so I'm going to... Well, here's the thing. Well, that's not going to matter. I'm going to get rid of... Because this is going to come back to me at some point. So I need to...
And this is the last round, right?
This is the last round. So I might want to get rid of this one so that she can't cash in on that. Although she might build this. This would force her to spend everything that she has. So do I want her to have this one? For each power reactor. She could put that somewhere and get 5 for that. Yeah. See, she could. I see a spot where she can get 3 for 5, and she has power available. So I'm gonna get rid of this one.
You don't see anything. Take your glasses off when you play this.
Yeah, right. You gotta be kidding me. This stinks. Totally stinks. This is total BS. Boing, yeah.
Inside joke.
Yeah, Frasier, folks. Yeah, I can't do anything with these cards. As much as I want to build them, I mean, my only hope would be to, well, I've got to get rid of one. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this. Actually, what is she going to do?
I already built it.
You built yours already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Crap. Well, it doesn't matter. She won't be able to afford any of these cards. So, unless she pulls more money out of her hat. So, I'm going to play this... Because this won't come back to me anyway. I'm going to just play this one to get more money. 1, 2, 3. And what did you do?
I built a customs for free.
For free?
Yeah, because it costs 2, but I get 1 coin for each adjacent location.
Oh,
Yellow location.
Cool.
So 3 victory points.
3 victory points. 1, 2, 3. Very good. All right, so now we draw and discard. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one. Alright, well, yeah, this one needs power. I don't have power. So I'm just going to discard this for money. I mean, there's no point in hiding that.
I'm going to build this one.
You're going to build that one? Okay.
And put the energy there.
Okay. And you get 3 victory points for that?
Yeah, and each other player secretly chooses up to 3 to pay and gains that amount in victory points. You gain victory points equal to the highest amount paid plus 1. Here.
Okay, so if I were to put each other player, so me, chooses up to 3 to pay and gains that amount. So basically, if I choose 3, you would get 4 victory points. No, I'm not going to choose any.
Okay. Oh, so you can actually like not choose it?
Yeah, I can secretly choose up to 3, right?
I guess.
Yeah, so I can.
That's so stupid. How in multiplayer like would that work?
And in a 3 or 4 player game, it would make more sense.
How?
Well, because if one player does now, is that the highest bidder or who? You gain highest amount paid plus 1.
Oh, so it's like a bid.
Yeah. So I mean, if I can get 1, player 2 could get 3, you would get 4, and I would get 1. Yeah, I mean, there's some math involved there, but
that's weird.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you more than you get like an extra 1. I'm not gonna do that. All right. Well, is that it?
Yeah.
All right.
Did you add the 3?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
So you won this.
No.
I can tell. Let's take a look at your yellows.
Almost all your cards are yellows. I only have like 3-4 cards that are yellows.
Well, let's take each one at a time. Actually, let's go ahead and remove the camera. And folks, sorry for the bumpy ride, but we're gonna be removing this here, and we'll come over here, and again, glare and everything else. So let's take a look at.
I have 3 blue cards.
It's just okay.
For that one.
All right, so this is pay +1 for each A location.
Mm-hmm.
And you said you had 3.
I only have 3 of them.
All right, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
And what other yellow ones do you have?
How about this one?
What does that say? +1 for each
other station with more M locations than yours. You have more M locations.
Okay, so you get +1?
I guess.
Okay. And what's this one say?
Oh, that one's gonna be a doozy.
What does it say?
+1 for each yellow location in the station.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh! You made out like a bandit. That was awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you just that won you the game right there. I'm not even that's awesome.
I have another one of those too.
Are you serious?
Yeah, for each location. So that's another 8. And it's max 5. You can build 5 of those.
Oh no, that means no.
Oh no?
That means a max of 5 points.
Oh, so it can't be 8.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so let me subtract 5 or 3.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3.
Does that count for this too? So 5 here?
Yes, 5 there as well.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so
Zero
these are out.
All right. So anything else? Well, leave them there in case. Is there any other yellow ones that we missed?
Endgame ones? No. There's also this one, +1 for each other turret in the station. This is my only.
Each other turret.
Oh, okay.
There's no other turret.
Yeah, that's it then.
All right. So for me.
Darn, that 8 would have been great.
Well, you got 10 from those 2, so that's awesome. Now, these end game bonuses, I had the most money and I had the most blue, so you do not get to claim one.
No.
I'm going to claim this one. It's higher. Mm-hmm. It's basically, if I have the most A locations, I get 5 points. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, you blew me away with that one.
All right. Now, the yellow locations that I have, man, this glare stinks. +2 if you have more M locations than D locations. I have 1 D location here, and I've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I've got +2. 1, 2. This one is +2 if there are 3 or more D locations within 2, which there are not. Moving down, +1 for each different type of adjacent location, room types. So blue, purple, yellow, that's 3. So
you have a red, don't you?
No, not adjacent to it. It has to be adjacent.
Oh.
This one is +1 for each other turret, which I don't have any other turret. +2 if you have more M locations than D locations, which I do. So 1, 2. Mm-hmm. Oops, I'm sorry. 1, 2. Was I on the 8 or 9? I don't care.
I don't remember.
+1 for each R location on the station. That's well, this is 1, 2, 3. +2 if the security station has 4 adjacent locations. It does. 1, 2. +1 for each other station that does not contain a council room. Do you have a council room? I remember discarding at least 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah. No, I don't have one.
Alright, so I get plus, not that it really matters.
Yeah.
+1 if there is no M location within 3. 1, 2, oh crap. Oh, I messed that up. If there is no power reactor within 2. 1, 2, okay, so I get 1. Not that it would have mattered. +2 if the communications beacon is the farthest location. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is the farthest.
Nice.
So I get 2 there. And I think that does it. So final score-wise, well, oh wait, money. Did you have any money at the end of the game?
No, I spent
Alright, it's
everything.
3 victory points per...
3 coins per...
Victory, yeah, so it's 3...
Nice.
This is 2... So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Nice.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was pretty darn close there. Oh, and reactors that have empty ones, right?
Yeah, I've spent all mine too.
So, okay, so I had 1 and you had 2?
Yeah, I had 2 reactors.
So 1, 2, 1. So yeah, it was a very close game.
Yeah, it
but you definitely pulled ahead on that one. We may have miscalculated here or there throughout the game, but I concede victory because that was really good on your part. You played very well.
Aw, thank you.
So what did you think?
It's okay.
It was okay. Would you play it again?
On the computer.
On the computer. What didn't you like about it? Or is there...
It was just very confusing to keep track of. This tracker is the worst tracker I've ever seen in my life.
The fact that you're not going like a book...
Yeah, it's like a snake.
Yeah, I don't...
That's too confusing.
It's like the Chutes and Ladders game board.
How do you even track when there's four like trackers on there, like going every which way?
Yeah, no, it's a pain.
That's insane.
I mean, I rated this game, I gave it... It was part of my DGA awards for one of my previous years because I really like this game.
Mm-hmm.
I love the drafting, I like the strategy, and I think the variant that I altered, Kim's variant, the one that I altered, adds more strategic value to it and mitigates the luck element.
I like the luck element. I wish it was all blind.
Oh, heck no. All blind.
Yeah.
No. All right, folks, so Among the Stars... if I remember, I'll put an Amazon link in the below description. I highly recommend it. Great little drafting game, card station building game. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to my channel and check out my official website, www.dadsgamingaddiction.com. This is Vincent Idley. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.